What's going on, college basketball fans? March Madness is delivering the drama, and UConn Huskies coach Dan Hurley is certainly adding to it. After the Huskies' tough 77-75 loss to the Florida Gators on Sunday, Hurley's emotions were on full display, and not just in the post-game interviews. In a moment that's already going viral, Hurley was seen in the tunnel after the game, as the Baylor Bears were waiting to take the court for their matchup against Duke. Clearly still fuming about the officiating in the UConn-Florida game, Hurley had some strong words for the Baylor team. Be warned, the language here is definitely NSFW. Hurley reportedly said, "I hope they don't F*** you like they F*** ed us. I hope they don't do that to you. Baylor, tell us how you really feel. Coach." This outburst is just the latest example of Dan Hurley's passionate and often colorful demeanor on the sidelines. The article reminds us that this season alone, he's taunted Creighton fans, famously yelling, "Two rings," and even calling one fan, Baldy. He also had a heated exchange with officials during the game against Butler, where he was reportedly heard saying, "Don't turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in the effing sport." When asked about that incident, Hurley simply smirked and quipped, "Did I say that? Yeah, I'm gonna sound like an a-hole here. The TV likes me. Camera. I just wish they'd put the camera on the other coach more." Going back to December, Hurley also lambasted officials after a loss to Memphis, even drawing a technical foul in overtime and later blaming the loss on Y calls. So, it's clear that Dan Hurley isn't one to hold back his feelings. And the sting of UConn's loss in the NCAA tournament clearly got to him. While his words to Baylor were certainly strong, they underscore the intense emotions and high stakes of March Madness. We'll have to wait and see if Hurley faces any repercussions for his comments. But one thing's for sure, this moment will be a talking point for fans throughout the rest of the tournament. What do you think of Hurley's outburst? Was it understandable given the circumstances? Or did he cross a line? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more March Madness updates. Hey everyone, college basketball fans. The UConn Huskies' quest for a three-peat national championship has come to an end. And the emotion is raw. After their 77-75 loss to the Florida Gators in the NCAA tournament, UConn coach Dan Hurley was visibly heartbroken. In his post-game interview with CBS, Hurley had to fight back tears as he spoke about his team's performance. Despite the loss, he praised the Huskies for playing with tremendous honor in the heart of a championship program. He acknowledged that Florida, a #1 seed, was a worthy opponent and that if any team was going to end their run, it would have to be a tough one like the Gators. The game itself was a hard-fought battle. UConn, who entered the tournament as an 8th seed, struggled with their shooting in the first half but managed to take a lead in the second. However, Florida ultimately took over in the final minutes, ending UConn's impressive 13-game NCAA tournament win streak, which tied a modern-era record. Despite a season that Hurley described as a real battle, with ups and downs and moments of internal friction, his love for this team was clear. He said he might never love a team more than this group, emphasizing how hard they fought for what they were trying to accomplish and the honor they displayed on the court. The emotion from Coach Hurley really shows just how much this tournament and this team meant to him. While the loss is undoubtedly painful for the Huskies and their fans, Hurley's words highlight the pride he has in his players and the legacy they've built over the past few seasons. What were your reactions to UConn's loss and Coach Hurley's emotional response? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more March Madness highlights and updates. What's going on, sports fans? March Madness is in full swing, and one of the biggest stars in women's college basketball, USC's JuJu Watkins, had a fantastic first-round NCAA tournament win. But what happened after the game has the internet buzzing. Watkins powered through some injuries to lead the Trojans to a decisive victory over UNC Greensboro, scoring an impressive 22 points. But after the game, all eyes turned to who she was spotted with in the stands, none other than Washington Commanders quarterback and NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jayden Daniels. Daniels, who is a Southern California native, has been seen supporting local teams throughout the offseason. He was at Lakers games and even shared his excitement about the Commanders trading for Luka Doncic. Wait. That's the NBA. My bad. He was excited about his favorite team's moves. So, Daniels being at USC's Galen Center wasn't totally out of the blue. But what really got people talking was when JuJu Watkins herself came down to sit next to him while another tournament game was being played. As you can imagine, two high-profile athletes from different sports hanging out together set social media on fire. Many fans were also amused by a photo that showed Daniels' mother sitting between the two stars. As Daniels has mentioned in the past that his mom is very protective of him. Amid all the excitement and speculation, a rumor started circulating that Watkins and Daniels might actually be cousins through their mothers. While this hasn't been officially confirmed, it definitely adds another layer of intrigue to this connection. This isn't the first time Daniels has shown his support for Watkins and the USC women's basketball team. He was also seen at a game back in February when the Trojans defeated their crosstown rivals, UCLA, in a game where Watkins had a monster performance. Beyond their Southern California roots, both Watkins and Daniels are also clients of Nike, which could also explain their connection. Regardless of whether they are actually cousins or not, it's great to see these two young stars from different sports supporting each other. JuJu Watkins is having an incredible freshman season, and Jayden Daniels is coming off a fantastic rookie year in the NFL. It's definitely a cool moment to see them link up during March Madness. What do you think about this connection? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more sports news and highlights. Hey everyone, college basketball fans, we've got some major coaching carousel news coming out of the University of Texas. Just days after their first 4 loss in the NCAA tournament, the Longhorns have reportedly parted ways with head coach Rodney Terry and are expected to hire Xavier's Sean Miller as his replacement. The news broke quickly after the school announced Terry's firing on Sunday. Terry took over the head coaching job during the 2022-23 season and led the Longhorns to an Elite Eight appearance that year, earning him the permanent position. However, after a disappointing 19-15 season this year, culminating in a first 4 loss to none other than Sean Miller's Xavier team, Texas decided to make a change. It's a bit of an ironic twist that Terry's final game with Texas was against the coach who is now expected to take his job. Xavier defeated Texas 86-80 in that first 4 matchup. Rodney Terry spent 13 seasons with the Texas program, and while he had that impressive Elite Eight run, the Longhorns struggled to maintain that level of success. Despite having a highly touted recruit in Trey Johnson, they finished with a losing record in the SEC this past season. Now, all eyes are on Sean Miller, who just finished his 3rd season in his 2nd stint at Xavier. Miller has a successful coaching history, including a long run at Arizona where he led the Wildcats to multiple NCAA tournament appearances. Although his time there was also marked by controversy related to the FBI's investigation into college basketball recruiting. Interestingly, the article mentions that Texas athletic director Chris Del Conte considered hiring Miller a couple of years ago but ultimately decided to stick with Terry after that Elite Eight run. Now, it seems they're ready to bring Miller to Austin to try and elevate the Longhorns program, which has struggled to reach the Final Four consistently over the past 2 decades. This is a significant coaching move in the college basketball landscape. What do you think about Texas potentially hiring Sean Miller? Was it the right move? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more college basketball news and updates. Hey everyone, college basketball fans. While the UConn Huskies' quest for a three-peat ended with a loss to Florida, the aftermath has sparked a debate about the behavior of their head coach, Dan Hurley. A recent column argues that it's time for Hurley to make a change in how he conducts himself on and off the court. The column acknowledges Hurley's passion and the success he's brought to UConn, but it focuses heavily on his latest outburst, the NSFW message about the referees after the Florida game. The author argues that these kinds of antics are becoming a recurring theme with Hurley and are starting to overshadow the incredible achievements of the UConn program. The piece points out that while Hurley shed genuine tears after the loss and praised his players, the headline-grabbing moment was his expletive-filled warning to the Baylor team about the officiating. The columnist suggests that this kind of behavior continues to paint Hurley as someone who can't control himself, even though he seems to recognize the negative impact it has. The author even quotes Hurley from a previous press conference where he seemed to express regret over his antics and viral moments, acknowledging that they might be taking focus away from UConn's success. Despite this apparent self-awareness, the column notes that the latest outburst followed less than 48 hours later. While acknowledging that Hurley's fiery personality is part of what makes him a successful and engaging coach, the author questions whether he wants to continue coaching from one temper tantrum to the next, and draws a comparison to the self-destructive path of legendary coach Bobby Knight. The column suggests that deep down, Hurley knows he needs to find a better balance. It highlights his past struggles and triumphs, arguing that if he can overcome those challenges, he can certainly learn to control his sideline behavior. The author concludes that with UConn out of the March Madness spotlight, now is the perfect opportunity for Hurley to start making that change. What do you think about this take on Dan Hurley's behavior? Is it a fair criticism? Or is his passion simply part of the game? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more college basketball analysis. Hey everyone, college hoops fanatics. We've got more on Dan Hurley's reaction after UConn's tough loss to Florida in the NCAA tournament. And this time it involves some serious NSFW language directed at the referees. While Hurley held back tears in his official post-game interviews, footage has emerged from the tunnel showing a much more heated reaction as he left the court. Clearly frustrated with the officiating in the game, Hurley didn't mince words. The article points out that while the foul distribution was relatively even, Florida did have 12 more free throw attempts than UConn. And even though UConn's struggles at the free throw line kept them in the game late, Hurley clearly felt that the refs didn't do his team any favors. The video from the tunnel captures Hurley shouting about the officials. And as we mentioned before, his message to the Baylor team waiting to take the court was laced with expletives, warning them about the potential officiating in their game against Duke. Interestingly, despite this fiery outburst immediately after the game, Hurley was much more complimentary to Florida during his official media session and didn't use that platform to complain about the referees. It seems he saved his rawest emotions for that moment in the tunnel. It's safe to say that the officiating crew of Ron Groover, Courtney Green, and Tommy Morrissey probably won't be receiving any holiday cards from Dan Hurley this year. This just goes to show the intense pressure and emotions involved in March Madness, where every call can feel monumental. What do you think about Hurley's NSFW message? Was it an understandable reaction in the heat of the moment? Or did he go too far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more March Madness drama. Hey everyone, college basketball fanatics. We've got a major upset to talk about from the 2025 NCAA tournament. The Gonzaga Bulldogs' streak of reaching the Sweet 16 for 9 consecutive years has come to an end, courtesy of a hard-fought victory by the Houston Cougars. In a thrilling second-round matchup in Wichita, top-seeded Houston managed to hold off a determined Gonzaga squad, securing an 81-76 win. This loss marks the first time since 2014 that Gonzaga will not be playing in the second weekend of the NCAA tournament, ending a record-tying streak of 9 straight Sweet 16 appearances. The game was a back-and-forth battle, with Houston opening up a double-digit lead in the first half, only to see Gonzaga chip away at it time and time again. The Zags showed incredible resilience, even cutting the lead to just 1 point in the final seconds. The final moments were filled with drama. Houston's LJ Cryer hit 2 clutch free throws to extend their lead to 3 with just 14.2 seconds left on the clock. Gonzaga had one last chance to tie the game with a 3-pointer, but Houston's defense stepped up big. Milos Uzan disrupted a play intended for Ryan Nebbard, and in desperation, the ball ended up with Khalif Battle, who was stripped before he could get a potential game-tying shot off. The emotions were high after the final buzzer, with Gonzaga's Khalif Battle visibly distraught. Houston coach Kelvin Sampson showed great sportsmanship, giving Battle a hug and trying to console him during the post-game handshake line. Despite shooting an impressive 50% from the field and hitting 9 3-pointers, Gonzaga couldn't overcome Houston's defense and the strong performances from LJ Cryer and Jawan Roberts, who combined for 48 points. Houston also dominated the offensive glass, securing 13 offensive rebounds and converting many of those into crucial second-chance points. So, while Houston advances to the Sweet 16 to face Purdue, Gonzaga will be watching from home. Their 9 consecutive Sweet 16 appearances tied the record held by Duke and North Carolina. This loss serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of March Madness and how tough it is to maintain such a high level of consistency year after year. What were your reactions to this upset? Did you see Houston knocking off Gonzaga? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more March Madness updates. Hey everyone, college basketball fans. While the scoreboard tells one story, the Oregon Ducks defeating the Liberty Flames in the NCAA tournament, there's another story from that game that deserves to be highlighted. A truly classy act of sportsmanship by one of the referees. With the game winding down and Oregon comfortably ahead, one of the officials noticed that Liberty reserve guard J.C. Shirer Jr. hadn't yet gotten into the game. In a thoughtful gesture, the referee stopped play, citing a wet spot on the court, which was clearly just a pretext to allow for a substitution. This allowed Shirer to enter the game for the final minute of Liberty's NCAA tournament run. While it was a brief appearance in a losing effort, the referee's actions ensured that Shirer got to experience his own little March Madness moment before the clock hit 0. The article beautifully points out that there was likely no actual wet spot, making the referee's gesture even more meaningful. It was a simple act of kindness that allowed a reserve player, who might not always get the spotlight, to step onto the court during college basketball's biggest stage. We often see stories about star players and game-winning shots in March Madness. But moments like this, where someone goes out of their way to create a special memory for a player, truly showcase the spirit of the tournament. Just like the story of the Lipscomb reserve player getting his moment. This act by the referee for J.C. Shirer Jr. is a reminder of what makes March Madness so special. It's fantastic to see officials who understand the bigger picture and are willing to go the extra mile to create positive experiences for the student athletes. This referee's quick thinking and compassionate gesture are definitely worthy of recognition. What a class act! Let us know your thoughts on this heartwarming moment in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more great stories from the world of college basketball.